How do you hope to help the game change when you come in?
I think that's everyone's goal, is to inspire a little girl. I even coach little girls now, and their eyes get all big when I told them I just got drafted. And if I can make that impact and they can be so excited about it, then that's what I want to be able to do.
Emma, welcome to Sports and Ish. We are so happy to have you. We're going to talk about your life on the ice and your life off the ice. But first of all, fresh out of the PWHL draft, you were drafted 7 overall to the New York Sirens. How are you feeling?
So good. I mean, I guess 7 is my lucky number because that was my number in college as well. So, I mean, I'm not complaining about having that overall pick. But I mean, I feel just super duper excited. I am so blessed to even have the opportunity to play professional hockey in the first place. But it was just a crazy, like, it feels like a fever dream to be in Detroit last week and just kind of have that whole experience. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Like, literally, you only have one draft day in your life.
Yeah.
But it was so special, and the PW did a great job of hosting the event, and seeing all the other girls there too was so special, and to see especially my Buckeye teammates get drafted as well. That was the cherry on top, but it was such an experience.
Speaking of college, you mentioned college. I've always wanted to do this. I have no credentials, but OH.
I love it. I love it.
It's like one of those things that I've heard. I have zero ties to Ohio. I live in New York City. But I just think it's so cool. The camaraderie, that school just seems like a great school. Tell me about your time there.
Ohio State was a dream come true. I mean, being a Minnesota kid, it's pretty common for you to just stay and to not really go out. And there's plenty of Minnesota schools that have hockey too. So it's kind of like, okay, like I can stay at home, be close to family. And I kind of want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to get out, kind of see where my life would take me, and it took me to Columbus. And I mean, the girls there, the hockey culture, just the academics, the school in general. Like, you talk about OH, like I will walk through an airport with my Ohio State backpack and someone will yell that at me. Like, it's crazy how there are just Buckeyes everywhere. And it's such a big fan base. I mean, being in Columbus was so fun. And like, I lived with 5 other teammates. Like, I literally could not complain about anything. Like, my coaches were awesome. My teammates were amazing. They're my family. I miss them already. I'm like trying to plan a time to go back to Columbus at this point. But yeah, I mean, it was so special.
And you had a really impressive career in college, 2024, the Natty. You also had a really impressive high school career. Looking back, in terms of athletics, sports, what are you most proud of?
I think it would be that national championship. I think that's just the cherry on top, and that's something that you dream of winning as a kid. And going to Ohio State, I kind of knew that they were up and coming, and I knew that they're gonna get it eventually. And they happened to win it the year before I got there, and I wanted one of my own. And even playing those every single national championship all 4 years, like that was also quite an accomplishment. Like, it was us in Wisconsin every single year, so that was so fun. But I think I'm just also most proud of like the woman that I've become. I think like being in a leadership role, being around the girls, just being in the competitive environment that I was in, I was kind of able to like shape the way that I wanted to approach my life and how I wanted to work for things. And I think college is a great way to do that, because you have to have discipline with school. You have to have discipline with getting your homework done and then going to the rink for 5 hours and then maybe having to do more homework after. And it's just, you kind of learn to live really, really independently. And I think that was the biggest takeaway, and just the way that I just am a very relationship-based person, and I like to have those teammates and those relationships that'll carry me throughout my life. So I think taking away that's what I learned, is like I like to be like with relationships with other people and like have really strong friendships, and then I want to carry that into my next step as well.
Yeah, I mean, college to pro. That is a transition for any athlete who takes that route. What do you anticipate to be some of the challenges?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, honestly, that worries me is just the amount of free time that I'm going to have. Like, you're pretty much like, I was talking to our team services director the other day, and he was like, yeah, like the girls are like at the rink until like 11:30. And then that's really it. Like, you have lunch and then you just go do whatever. And I'm like, gosh, like I'm gonna have to like find a hobby. Like, obviously being in New York, there's gonna be things to do. There's plenty of things around. But hockey wise, I think just the overall transition. I mean, obviously coming from Ohio State, I feel pretty confident that it'll be a pretty smooth transition. Obviously, there'll be some bumps, I'm sure, like, it's not gonna be perfect. There's gonna be some hiccups along the way, but I feel like the people that I was with at Ohio State have really helped me to make that transition as smooth as possible. So, I mean, obviously, going from college to pro, it's gonna be interesting, but I feel okay about it right now, but honestly, finding a hobby and, like, filling that free time because there's no school, but that's also the best because I don't really like school, but
Yeah,
we'll kinda
right.
see what happens
It's a
there.
good thing. It's a good thing. You're gonna once you hit the New York area, there's no shortage of things to do. We'll
I know.
offline about this, but you'll have a blast. There's so much to do. One of my favorite things about players is when I ask them about little girl dreams, like what they dreamed of when they were young. And almost all of them say, I dreamed of playing in the NHL because the PWHL didn't exist. So we've seen this major growth, this major change in women's sports, women's hockey over the past few years. But the game is still growing, the league is still growing. How do you hope to help the game change when you come in?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that's everyone's goal is to inspire a little girl to pursue that dream, and they have the PW to dream to go to. Like you said, like everyone dreams of going to the NHL or going to play in the Olympics. And now they actually have a league that they can look forward to. And I even coach little girls now, and they like their eyes get all big when I told them I just got drafted, and they just like see the world in a completely different way. And then if I can make that impact and they can be so excited about it, then that's what I want to be able to do. And I think just getting out in the community, especially in New York, maybe where hockey isn't as big.
Yeah.
Like I think growing up in Minnesota, it's everywhere. Like we were talking about how big my hometown is and how many rinks we have here. Like I don't think that's the same everywhere. It isn't
Yeah.
straight up, but I think just getting out when I can and coaching out there and then also being like involved at different events and stuff because you never know what moment will inspire a little girl to dream big.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have a little 6-year-old guy who plays hockey here in the city, and we
Yeah.
travel 30 minutes on the subway to get to the rink, and, he's got a small class of 7 players, so I would love to see the game grow here, but, yeah, it's not as big here as it is in other states, but you're gonna help change that. I know it.
I hope so.
You are. I can feel it. One of my favorite moments from the draft is your Ohio State teammate, Sarah,
Yeah.
drafted just minutes after you and your good friend too. Tell me what that felt like.
It was so cool. I mean, we were backstage and I was with Hannah, our media guide, and she was like, "Hey, like Sarah's about to get drafted. Like, do you want to stay back and like wait for her?" And I was like, yeah, like of course I do. Like, I want to be there and like be the first hug that she gets. Or I guess she hugged her parents, but like the first after.
Yeah.
And it was so special. I mean, Switty and I had grown super duper close over the last 2 years. She transferred in for her junior season, and we lived together for 2 years. And her and I this past year just got super duper close. So it was so cool to be able to share that moment with her and then just also pursue that dream together. Because again, like we started dreaming of the PW our sophomore year of college when it became a thing. So it was kind of like, okay, like we get to do this together. We get to take this step. Obviously, it's not in the same place, unfortunately, but like I'm in full support of her career. Every single one of my Buckeye teammates that got drafted, I'm so excited to watch them and see what they accomplish and see what they do with their careers. Again, even though I'm sad that it's not in the same place, like I think being able to see them whenever we go play their team, that'll be so fun and like the reunion of a lifetime. And I love each and every one of those girls so much, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Totally. Everyone has those athletes that inspire them, that they look up to, they watch their game, they try and imitate them. Who was that for you?
The main one that I always comes to mind is Megan Keller. I think her physique on the ice, her play style, her tenacity, her physicality, her simplicity, I think I like to model my game after that. But off the ice too, I think she does a really great job, especially with all the press and things that she got from the Olympics. And again, I'm so happy it was her to score that goal. I say that all the time. I'm like, she's just with the person she is, but she's so humble. And she doesn't like to make it a big deal. Like she wants to keep it pretty low key. Like obviously that's such an accomplishment, and to be the one to score that game winning goal and going on the Tonight Show and doing all these different media things, like it's so cool. And I'm so happy it was her. But just the way that she kind of shows herself and expresses herself in those moments and just communicates about how it was just such a team effort. Like she keeps it very, very team first.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to also train with her in the fall. So being around her in the locker room and seeing her leadership and just the way that she kind of steps into that role, it was so cool. And I look up to her a lot.
Yeah. How about any athlete, any pro male athletes that you admired growing up?
Yeah, I think a big one that comes to mind is Serena Williams. I think she was just a powerhouse in women's sports. Obviously, women's tennis was one of the first women's sports to kinda get hot for people to kinda start watching it, like, it's been big for a really long time, and she's a trailblazer for that as well, and I think seeing her being back now and still trying to play and trying to fight through her age or injuries or anything like that, I think it's so cool to see, and she's just, like, also a tank, like, she's so strong, and she kinda, like, redefines the perspective of being a woman and what that looks like and that femininity, and she just has, like, that swag to her too, like, she knows that she's strong and she owns it, and I think that's a big thing for women athletes, girl athletes to realize is, like, yeah, our bodies might look a little bit different, they're not gonna look the same, or we're strong, we got big muscles, and we need to embrace that, so I think she is a huge, huge influence on women's sports as a whole, and I think I looked up to her a lot growing up.
I am so there with you. I think female athletes will heal the thinness epidemic we have going on in the world because when you have them as your goal, it just makes you want to lift weights and go eat right and want to run through a brick
Yeah,
wall. I really,
right.
I'm so with you on that. Okay. New York. How are you feeling about coming here?
I am so excited. I mean, honestly, like, I think watching the draft video, you can probably see my mom's face. I think we were a little bit surprised. We weren't exactly expecting it. But I mean, I'm so excited. I think there's no better place to live in your 20s,
Yeah.
being that close to the city. I haven't been in a while, but I mean, just again, there's so many things to do. You're obviously we're over in New Jersey, but I think being that close to the city and having that in proximity will be so fun.
Yeah.
And also knowing a few of the girls on the team and who I'll be able to play with and interact with will be really, really fun too. And I actually haven't lived that far out east before. The farthest I've gone, I guess, is Columbus. So it'll be a change of pace, but I love a big city. I love that kind of lifestyle. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So I find that pro athletes are very competitive. Obviously, it makes sense. What's something that you're competitive with that doesn't have to do with sports?
I would say card games. I was literally sitting at a restaurant yesterday with two of my friends. We were playing a game called Sevens, and I was getting so mad because I kept getting a bad hand, or I thought I had a good hand, and then one of my friends was just like she was playing right after me and just was not playing the cards that I needed her to play, and it was just it was like 3 rounds in a row where it was the same thing over and over again, and I was getting so mad. But we have a cabin up north in Wisconsin, and my family loves to play board games up there, so I feel like any chance I can get, I can try and win, but even though that doesn't require any athletic ability, some people still expect me to win, and I'm like, "You guys, I can't, like, this isn't my specialty." But
Totally.
I would love it to be, but I
Like,
guess I'm
leave
like,
the
I wanna
hockey to
win.
me. Yes. Man, board games will get you. I've flipped a Scrabble board a time or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it gets me. Okay, it's summer, and we want to focus on music now. First of all, what's your music vibe? Are you pop, country, a mix?
Yeah, usually a mix. In the summer, it's pretty country. Like Spotify has like their day list thing where like it makes you your music playlist and it's pretty much always country at this time of year. Otherwise, it's a lot of pop, like kinda like during the hockey season, I like to listen to that kind of stuff and like not like EDM, but like kind of like a mix between pop and EDM. I don't really know how to explain it, but I would say, like, a go-to all the time is country. It depends on the mood that I'm in, but I rarely listen to really anything else. Not a big rap girl, not really, like, R&B or anything, but country and pop are kinda my 2 lanes.
Okay, so do you have a song of the summer yet that you're just listening to over and over?
Right now, I've been listening to, Something to Lose by Stella Lefty, I think her name is. It's a pretty small artist, but she's really good, and that song is just my brother and I have been listening to it on repeat.
I love it.
But I'd say that or anything by Luke Combs. I think, like, Be By You by him is so good. A little bit more mellow, but, I mean, I think that anytime it comes on, I'm not skipping it, so
Totally. Country vibes for the summer. I think that's right. New York might get you onto a little bit of R&B, but
yes, probably,
I
probably.
like the country. Okay, let's talk about girlhood. We like to ask if you were planning the ultimate girlhood sleepover, your dream girlhood sleepover, and you can invite anyone you want. Give me some names on that list.
The first ones that comes to mind are my teammates from Ohio State. I would say Sara Swiderski, Sloan Matthews, Joy Dunn. Gosh, there's so many to pick from. I'd honestly just invite my whole team. Like, that'd be so fun to have all of them there, and then I have a few high school friends like Natalie, Anna, Sophia, Avery, and Keegan. Those are like my girls. But I like love to bake, and there's like nothing better than like a fresh chocolate chip cookie. So I feel like having just like those and just hanging out watching a movie, like all like cozied up on the couch with a bunch of pillows and blankets and stuff. Like the classic like middle school sleepover. Like that'd just be a dream.
Such a dream. And by the
Such a
way,
dream.
now knowing your chocolate chip cookie love, your new hobby is going to be finding the best chocolate chip cookie in New York City.
In New York.
Yes.
I love it.
Let's do
For
it
sure.
together, and we can
Yes.
film it, and we'll put it up on Togethxr.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I've been searching, but there's like an endless amount of options.
Oh, I'm sure there's so many different cafes and stuff. I also love coffee, so I'm really excited to get into the coffee scene there.
A great spot to love
I'm
coffee.
sure there's a lot. Oh, yeah.
Okay, last question. Sometimes we get some celebs in the building for Sirens games. I was at one last year that we have a lot of celebs in the stands. Who is your dream celebrity rinkside at a Sirens game?
The Grey's Anatomy fan in me wants to say Patrick Dempsey.
Love. Wow, deep hole.
Because he's so good. He is a little old now, but it'd be so fun for him to be there just to like have McDreamy in the stands. I'd also feel like it'd be cool if Ella Langley was there. I think she's kind of been on the rise. She's been an up-and-coming country artist, and she's been on tour. So for her to pop into a Sirens game, I think that'd be pretty cool.
And I think she's kind of a hockey fan. This is what I've heard.
Oh,
So
that'd be cool.
this
I have
isn't
no idea.
too far-fetched. We'll
No.
get hello Langley. Emma, we are so excited for you. So excited for you to come to New York and start pursuing this PWHL career. You'll be fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I really had a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming. We'll connect, and I'll give you some of those New York City tips. I'll find you on
Yes.
Instagram.
Perfect. I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you.